The second topic for us to consider in the videos for our chapter on motivation and emotions is our emotions and how they interact with each other in a social situation. This is something that harkens back to the earlier discussions we had in the beginning of this course about social psychology. Let's have a look at a famous study of the recognition of faces. As you can see, this is from figure 8.9, where the text invites you to play a game named That Face. Now, giving it away here, this is Paul Ekman, an expert on human facial expression, expressing the emotion of fear, which is universally recognized in all cultures. If we pan out a little bit and look at all of the emotions, you can have a look at this text figure and play the game too, to see whether you can guess all the emotions that he is expressing. This is something that we are good at as a species, and there's a reason. There actually are two reasons. The first reason we're good at this face recognition is more of a mechanistic reason. And this goes to the question or the idea that we have in our motor systems mirror neurons, and those mirror neurons can recognize in the motor system the actions that other beings are taking, other people are taking, such as bringing the hand to the mouth to feed yourself. It appears that I encode that logic in my motor system in the neurons that would do that act myself when I see you doing it. And the same thing could also be true of faces. When I make a face like a smile, that representation of how to do that turns out to be the circuits that encode when I see you doing it. And of course, that brings along with it, according to this theory, the feeling of smiling. In fact, try it yourself right now. Just making yourself smile tends to make you feel a little different, a little happier. The second reason that this is important is because we as a species needed to interact as groups and do that well, so that back in the finishing phases of our evolution 50, 60,000 years ago or more, we could be effective as a team and get our genes into the next generation better than groups that either weren't doing this or weren't doing this well. We discussed this extensively in social psychology as in-group and out-group. But it does bring with us this wonderful synergy of emotions that are in the group. And maybe that has something to do with group behaviors, where we can get swept away by an emotion as a group. Or maybe it has something to do with leadership, where the leader can convey a certain emotion to the followers, who then trust the leader and elect that person president of the United States, for example. That would be on a countrywide scale. In a small group, it would be much more personal than that. In summary, as we consider emotions and how they work in human psychology, and consider theories that involve thinking, I want you to always remember that there's probably an unconscious decision-making process at work in our limbic systems, in our mammalian brains, that has to do with the group and how we interact with others, which we almost always do, in order to generate emotions.